You're at 109 right now.
I'm in Itabashi-juku, and I saw this wall here, and I was like, you know what? That's a beautiful wall. I saw it last night, and it was empty. And then today, the flower shop, Sawazaki, decided to open their doors, and then they put the little beautiful plants on the side here. I did not know the bikes would line up over here, and then the whatchamacallit, and then the store signs were up here. Like yesterday it was just empty, and I was like, hey, that's a really interesting, beautiful little backdrop. So let me just go ahead and set up my camera and just start talking and stuff, which is what I'm doing now. Just capturing the passerbys and stuff like that at the Itabashi-juku. No, I haven't asked them for their permission, but I'm just filming a wall. How could you be upset with me filming just a wall, right? So this has to be like one of the coolest experiences in Japan, because I've been to Tokyo, I've been to Shibuya, Shinjuku, Harajuku, and all that kind of stuff. And as long as I've been there, I had some interesting experiences and whatnot. But this one right here, this little community, is different. It's real different, and I'm like, yo, this is what I've been missing out on. This is like that real thing, you know, where it's just unique. People come up and park their bikes like this, and they just living life, and I'm in the way. I see these girls with those little things around on their bikes. They're riding with those things. I don't know what those are. Contraptions. The little dude has a Jesus Loves Me t-shirt on. I wonder if he knows what that means. But that's right. That's what's up. That's right, man. Yep. Standing over here, 7-Eleven. Can't read Japanese. I can read 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven, 7 Bank, SBI, Mizuho. It's a lot of traffic in this community over here. A lot of traffic. And I don't know what plants these are. I couldn't tell you what kind of plants these are. Alright, this is the obligatory, hey, you see the guy talking on the microphone shot. You see my shirt? It's important to look both ways because there's a lot of traffic over here. Tremendous amount of traffic. So but isn't it a pretty backdrop? The bikes, the flowers, the plants, and then the little store sign. I hope you can see me if I stand over here. I should probably stand in the sun. Should probably stand or squat right here. I think I'll be right in the camera. Yeah, it's like perfect. It's an older community, so people are moving slowly and stuff. Everyone's friendly, super friendly, polite, you know, in their Japanese style. It's dope. I think the younger people who see me with the microphone, I just saw the guy walk out of the store. He kind of saw me and then he looked like, oh, vlogger, content creator, dude. Kind of scoffed at me. I could be wrong. I could have read that all the wrong way. Maybe he was like, damn, I gotta do something, you know? And he just kept it pushing. Arigatos. So if you like walk down that way, there's a bridge and then there's a water pass. It's really pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. I saw the photographer yesterday. He was out there taking photos. He had this long zoom lens on his camera and stuff, and he knew what he was doing. I had my iPhone and I was like, man, these would be some good photos to take. And then the intrusive thoughts started to enter my mind, like, here I am, a lone foreigner on this bridge, 20-30 foot drop below. I hope nobody thinks I'm contemplating suicide. Seriously, that was my thought. I was like, this is not the best look. I'm not around here. I should be talking to someone. I should have friends to talk to or whatever, and just be like, hey. Speaking of friends to talk to, I'm a solo traveler, so you pick up friends or you interact with people whenever you can. Last night, for instance, that happened. I have to protect my camera. I don't know if these guys are gonna pull up in front of the camera or not. That truck right there, yeah, I was worried the truck might pull up and park right in front of the camera and be like, or even smash it, even though it's kind of in a cool area. No biggie, nothing for me to worry about. But again, this is a high traffic area, so you never know. Check out my legs, check out my flip-flops, y'all. You know, flip-flops are originally Japanese. They got their, they grew in popularity, I think, around the wartime, 1940s, 1950s. Americans, I read an article about that in the New York Times years ago. Americans took to the flip-flops, and the reason why they're even called flip-flops is because of the sound they make when you walk in them. Can you hear that? That flip-flop sound, yeah, that's where the name comes from. They're not originally called flip-flops. That's just what Americans said they sound like. The Japanese call them something else. And 7-Eleven is called 7-Eleven because the hours at one time, the most popular hours for this store, for this convenience store to be open, is from 7 a.m. until 11 p.m. That's what market research discovered. 7 to 11. Before, they were like open from like 10 to 5, and people were like, no, we want you guys to be open before 10 and after 5. They said, what about 7-Eleven? Yeah, that works. And then the popularity grew. Today they're open 24/7, but they haven't changed the name to 24/7. What else? Oh yeah, and then the service. Now, to be honest with you, 7-Eleven doesn't have the best like PR in America. Like, I don't go to 7-Eleven like that. But now that I've been traveling, yesterday I was in Thailand, and 7-Elevens are all over Thailand. And today I'm in Japan, and 7-Elevens are here because 7-Elevens come from Japan, or they're owned by the Japanese. I'm gonna have to do some research, fact check, because is it the Japanese? Was it originally Japanese, or did the Japanese buy 7-Eleven later? I don't know. I have to check those facts. But the customer service at 7-Eleven and the impression that I get at 7-Eleven is like, it's like world class, it's first class, it's like, it's elite. It's really elite. You go in there, they have everything that you need, and then if you want your food warmed up in the microwave, like, they offer that as a service. Would you like me to warm your food up for you, sir? That type of thing. Whereas in Los Angeles, it's like, man, get your stuff and get out of here, please, hurry up. What? Microwave? Yeah, you need to take that home and microwave it yourself. We're not here to serve you. Like, can you believe that I'm telling you, that's the impression I get at 7-Eleven. I could be wrong, but I could be wrong because I don't patronize 7-Eleven that frequently in Los Angeles. But man, it's a terrible public relations. Man, it's terrible. I wonder if it's because of the Indians. And that's a legitimate wonder. I really wonder if it's because of the Indians, because a lot of Indians own 7-Elevens or franchise them out. Speak of the devil. They're coming right now. Because a lot of them Indian own them in or franchise them in Los Angeles. And I don't know. It's like, speaking of Indians, like yesterday I went to the convenience store. I went to a Lawson, and it was a Indian-esque dude. Could have been from Bangladesh, could have been from Sri Lanka, could have been from India, could have been from some other country, Nepal, whatever. But the bro, I go in there and I needed help because I needed to use the restroom. I had left the Subway in hopes of finding an ATM. I went to the Lawsons. I found the ATM, and then after I found the ATM, I needed to use the restroom. So I asked him if I could use the restroom. I said, toilet? You got a toilet? And the guy was like, nope, no toilet. I was like, oh, okay, cool. All right, well, I figured, hey, man, can you help me find a toilet? Like, can you tell me where I can find a toilet? And the guy was like, he looked at me for a second. I don't think he spoke English, but he like read the situation, and then he was like, Doso. He looked away and he was like, Doso. As far as I know, Doso means next. Like, bro was like, I'm not dealing with this. It's not my problem. Your bladder is not my issue, bro. Next. I was like, oh man, I was infuriated. That just, oh my gosh. You can't understand how upset I was in that moment. I was like, yo, I just asked you for a restroom. Where's the common decency, the compassion, empathy, man? Or sympathy, bro? None of that. He was just like, yeah, that's not my problem. Next. Man, it was an Indian dude. It was a brown dude who did that. That was my introduction. So I went on the what is that thing called? I was on the plane. I came to Tokyo. I took the train in. I was on my way. I needed to find a restroom, but no. Before I needed the restroom, I needed an ATM. I finally found the ATM. It was outside of the train station. I had to walk away from the train station because there were no ATMs where I was located. So I made my way to the Lawson, and then after I got to the Lawson, that's when that whole situation went down, and I was like, I wasn't like, Jesus loves you. That's what his shirt says. It wasn't so much that, Japan hadn't upset me. It was that one dude. And then the thing about that is I read the situation. I was like, he just works here in Japan. He just works here. He just doesn't want to lose his job. He's like, look, I came here to serve the Japanese. He was like, what Japanese person is next? Because this foreigner, this gaijin here, I cannot help. Gaijin means foreigner. I'm not here to serve the gaijin. I'm here to serve the Japanese. Dozo. I was like, damn, okay, bro. Woo, wake up call for me. So what ended up happening? Well, I got the money at that Lawson's. I walked back to the train station to get my ticket. And Japan is so sophisticated, so elegant, so compassionate, so thoughtful. There's a toilet at the train station. No problem whatsoever. Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. So I got everything that I needed, and I made my way, but that one brown dude pissed me off royally. Yeah, that's what happened. So that was yesterday. And then I went to the soul food house restaurant to go get some soul food, and they didn't even, I was foolish enough to think that I'd be able to get a seat. They were like, you need a reservation here. Sorry, Playboy. You out of luck. I was like, dang, all right. So I was out of luck. And then from there, what else happened? So then it became a mission to find the soul bars, the jazz, soul, R&B bars and stuff like that. That became the mission. And so that's what I did. And that's what I found. And while I'm here, I'm going to continue to search for the jazz and soul bars. What I'm doing now, the reason why I'm standing around like this just talking is because I'm reviewing my day yesterday. I mean, Jesus loves me. Good on you, brother. That's a nice t-shirt, man. I just keep going back to that. So, oh, careful. Yep. Little dude's on his bike. So, what is it? Oh, yeah. The reason why I'm standing out here talking on this microphone and all is because I'm waiting for my cell phone to charge. I did my laundry earlier today, and I was I was recapping my day yesterday, and in the process, I ran the battery down. So now I'm charging my battery, my cell phone battery, while I'm using my GoPro to still film. You know, because all of this is good stuff. All of this is just great stuff. Hey, oh yeah. By the way, so there's a lot of traffic over here. Not only is there a lot of traffic in terms of foot traffic, in terms of car traffic, bus traffic, not buses, but just car traffic. But this is an international little spot. It's very diverse. I've seen, you know, some Indians over here. I saw a brother with locks, and I asked him where he was from. He said he's from the Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo. I said, all right, brother, all right. There was another brother staying at the same hostel where I'm staying up the way. We didn't really speak. We gave the obligatory head nod, and that was about it, but nothing more. That brother, it would have been really cool to just ask him, hey, man, what's the deal, man? What's your story? What brings you to these parts? Yada, yada, yada. Let's chop it up. But whatever. Yeah. Yeah, so how's the weather? It's sunny. It's cloudy. It's cloudy and sunny. It's hot when the sun is encroached upon by the clouds. When the clouds are not encroaching upon the sunlight, it's hot, but not too hot. I mean, honestly, for the Japanese, this might be really, really hot. They cover up, you know, they are melanated, so they cover up their skin a lot, and all that kind of stuff will bring on the heat. This young lady's wearing a sweater while riding a bicycle in jeans. I can see why she would be hot, but I'm in shorts, a t-shirt, and flip-flops. That's not California style, y'all. That's Japanese. That's island culture type of stuff, all right? So I've been talking for a long time. I appreciate you guys listening to me. I really enjoy just standing out here watching the people go by, and then also sharing my day. I'm gonna have a little sip of water in. I remember when that guy passed earlier, he wasn't riding a bike. He was walking. I recognized the scars on his legs. All right, y'all. I'm out. Turning this thing off. Peace and blessings. You see it. 10-9 in the streets of Japan.
October 9th. That's where it starts.
You see, it's the same old thing.